My name's Emily Goodman, and I'm one of the founders of Axe River Books. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit why we started the company and how I got involved in publishing. Behind me is what I call my proud pile, and it's a collection of all the books that people in my family have written. I come from a long line of writers, people that value books. My dad was a philosopher and worked on the PPP programme at Liverpool University, but he was also a prolific poet. And this is a collection of poems from 1962 that I inherited from him when he passed. The collection was put together by Patricia Beer, Ted Hughes and Vernon Scannell, and it contains some of his poems from the 1960s. He also wrote for the Spectator magazine and was their science editor for a little while, and so always been involved in words, and sometimes he shared his poetry for publication and sometimes he just kept them for himself. My mum was also an academic. She is also very interested in verse. She works in medieval French literature. She's recently retired, but she's written hundreds and hundreds of books. Well, maybe that's an overestimation, but at least in the 20s. And these are some of her books. This one here, and her A Knighthood from France, a Chevalier, where we went to go and see her getting an award from the French government. And this one she wrote when I was pregnant with my second child, and she put a little elephant on the front giving birth, which was a little nod to what I was going through at the time. So she was always working as a teacher during the day in my childhood, and then coming home and organising us and helping us with our homework and making sure we were fed and watered and everything, and then she would put us to bed and then she would stay up late writing into the night, and so her work ethic was really inspiring to me, and I was always interested in what she was doing. My sister, also an academic, works in colonial studies, and this is the book that she wrote that was originally her PhD thesis. So she's just at the beginning of her career and is doing some amazing stuff from working in Malawi at the moment. This one here is a collection of work from the MA that I did at Bath Spa. We finished in 2016 and the anthology came out in 2017, and it contains some work that I did on short stories on the MA in creative writing at Bath Spa, where I had Philip Hencher as my tutor, Sam Harvey as my tutor, and Tessa Hadley. So really an amazing period for me. But my biggest inspiration, the person whose book I had to hunt down, was my grandma. She was an auxiliary nurse and came from that generation of people who missed out on education because of the time that they were born, the interwar years. And she was a person who worked a lot with her hands. She was a very skilled crafter, and she made this book here, and she's got one other on making samples, and this is a book about embroidery that she was asked to write, and the joke was in our family that she was the first to publish a book and had the least amount of education. So she's always been an inspiration to me, and I think there is a huge amount of investment in her work, even though she wasn't an academic and even though she wasn't didn't consider herself the brightest person in the family. She wrote about what she knew. She wrote about something she was passionate about. She wrote about something that other people were interested in, and I love reading her story, and I loved spending time with her, and I miss her madly. And being able to hold her book is a bit like being able to hold a bit of her personality in my hands, and I like that legacy, and I like being able to share it with my friends and share it with you guys. So yeah, Axe River Books was born from me being surrounded by books and being and being in love with books and being in love with stories and being in love with the people that tell them. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit about us. Thanks.